You are probably not even aware of how many different programs, grants, free things that are available to Americans to entice you to either start farming or doing something conservation related. For my own experiment last week, I reached out to the USDA to ask them about their conservation stewardship program, which is a big umbrella within their organization that oversees different types of conservation work, land restoration, that type of thing. I only knew about this because where my farmland loan is, Farm Credit East, they send quarterly emails to us breaking down all of the different grants that are available to people who are farming. A lot of them are available to first generation farmers, beginner farmers, minority farmers, what have you. I classify as a beginner farmer. And in this email, there was a whole list of different types of things, grants, places you can get free money or free things. Like, for example, I could get a free hoop house or greenhouse here in New York State, which I may end up taking them up on that offer at some point. I reached out to the USDA when I saw their conservation stewardship grant, which was for around a couple $1,000s per year. They are willing to give grant money to someone who is going to see through conservation work on their property. So I reached out to them for an experiment. They got back to me right away, and I was shocked since the USDA is technically a branch of the federal government. They got back to me right away. They did tell me that there was going to be a little bit of a delay before they could schedule a site visit. Again, I thought I would never hear from them again. Last week, they got back to me and said, we're coming. 3 different people are coming. Someone from their office, a conservation specialist, and their PR department is coming because I was honest with them and I did tell them that I scream about saving the planet on the internet. So they are bringing a PR person with them. They're going to do a site walk with me, and they are going to talk to me about all of the different types of conservation things I could be doing on my extra land here. I did get 6.74 acres of rural land, as you all know, if you've been following along with me. I am only using about 2 acres of it in total, so if you do the math, I have nearly 5 acres of land that I'm still not doing anything with. For now, I'm just happy leaving it blanketed in goldenrod because it supported thousands of pollinators this year, and I'm not going to be clearing it because those pollinators are now sleeping in it, along with other critters and birds. Regardless of if the USDA agrees to give me this grant money or not, I'm going to be receiving free help, advice, support, professional direction next week. And that's the point of this video, of what I'm trying to make on here. That was just one group that I reached out to. There are thousands and thousands of groups, nonprofits, whatever, that you can reach out to about this type of help. There's groups that will come out and put trees on your property. Like I said, there's groups that will put free greenhouses on your property. There's grant money being left on the table. Now, none of this stuff is going to just magically fall into your lap. You are going to have to be a little proactive about it. Again, I had to seek out the USDA and email them. But I didn't even have to follow up with them. And they're coming to my property Tuesday, and you can bet I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited to share what I learned with you guys here. There's different things out there. They're probably going to talk to me about conservation easements or agricultural easements, which would freeze the portion of my land. Whatever goes into the easement means it will forever be that. It will forever either be protected or farmed, and then that freezes your taxes that you owe on the land. I'm going to be exploring way more about taxes, tax breaks, tax credits that come with this property when I go through the process myself in January. I do not want to put the cart before the horse. I'm definitely going to learn a lot about it. Regardless of how you feel about the government, trust me, big brother watching, I am not a fan of big government either, but my motto is if you cannot beat the government, use them. There are a lot of resources that have been put into place to help you. Our government is aware that more farmers mean more food for us people. I'm not sure developers in Wall Street feel the same. They are trying to gobble up American farmland and turn it into high-rise apartment complexes, which is a huge problem. But in the interim, the USDA does exist. It is a major branch of the US government. And again, it's not just the USDA. There's these types of programs across every state, and I will definitely be exploring more of them so I can come on here and report it to you guys. But basically, I can't believe I have 3 different professionals in conservation coming to my property to talk to me about my land, what they see, what I should be doing with it. And I'm going to, of course, be pushing for the grant money or seeing what needs to be satisfied in order to obtain that grant money, because even if it's a couple $1,000s, that could absolutely fund forest restoration is something that I want to do at the front of my property to provide a little more privacy from the main road. And I'm going to be asking them all of this, and I'm very excited to be sharing it with you guys. So There is money being left on the table. I just want to reiterate that there are 0% down programs with the USDA if you qualify as low income. If you do not qualify as low income, I did get the loan for my land from Farm Credit. There are so many different options. It is so critically important that we buy this farmland that you see behind me before the corporations, the conglomerates, and the foreign entities get to it. And trust me, they want this farmland too. That's why I always say a land revolution is upon us. I do believe there's going to be somewhat of a battle for this farmland. Everybody wants to sink their little teethies into American farmland. We are much better off if regular people like you and I get a hold of this farmland. And if you need help getting a hold of it, there are programs in place for you. If you guys like this type of video, I'm happy to report on more of these programs and grants that are just sitting there available to you. And like I said, even if I don't get grant money, I'm still getting a free service that probably would have cost hundreds of dollars if I had phoned up a professional forester and asked them to come provide me with their expert opinion. It's free. It's going to be free. If they let me film them, I will. Again, they do know I scream on the internet, so we will hash that out together on Tuesday. But stay tuned. I can't wait to tell you guys how it goes.